We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Kamal.
I'm Skeptic.
I'm Enzo.
And tonight, this first story is for Enzo and all the MAGA. I think they feel like this is Christmas for them. Enzo, why is James Comey being indicted important, and why should all Americans be celebrating this tonight?
So James Comey was indicted on 2 counts of making false statements to Congress and obstruction of justice relating to the 2016 Russian collusion, which DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, put out the report that there was no collusion with them. So this has just been a long time coming. Like I said, I was just speaking to somebody about this. They're like, well, what intelligence officials, what officials agree with Tulsi Gabbard's report on this? And I named off all the people. They're like, oh, well, those are all partisan hacks that agree with her. Of course, because they did the investigation on it the same way that the Democrats agreed that there was collusion enough that they perpetuated this bullshit for the longest time. And I'm sorry, like, it should be an act of treason at this point too, because just imagine if Hillary did get in, could start a war with Russia. It could literally bring us to war, stating that a foreign country, an adversary of ours at that time too, colluded in our election. And she would be the one person to push that button too. So this is just a long time coming. And we all said, well, we want cuffs, we want indictments, we want people arrested. Here we are. Now let's see what happens. Let's lock up the people the same fucking way the Democrats did it to Trump all through 2020 through 2024. Bring down everybody who tried to bring him down. Want revenge now.
Man, revenge. They want blood. All right.
Not blood, no.
No, not blood. Just revenge and shackles. I'm going to play the clip regarding why they're saying led to the indictment and the treason, and then I'll let some Democrats get in here. Here we go. This is the clip with him and Ted Cruz, where he was being questioned in a deposition in 2020.
Blank quote. Have you ever been an anonymous source in news reports about matters relating to the Trump investigation or the Clinton investigation? You responded under oath, quote, never. He then asked you, quote, have you ever authorized someone else at the FBI to be an anonymous source in news reports about the Trump investigation or the Clinton administration? You responded again under oath, no. Now, as you know, Mr. McCabe, who works for you, has publicly and repeatedly stated that he leaked information to the Wall Street Journal. Who's telling the truth?
I can only speak to my testimony. I stand by what the testimony you summarized that I gave. I'm not going to characterize Andy's testimony, but mine is the same today.
Okay, guys. So, Skeptic, what's your thoughts about this indictment? Is it retribution? Is it justified? What do you think?
I think it's like exactly what Donald Trump posted on Truth Social when he asked Pam Bondi to go after political opponents. I think it's part of that. I also think that there's so much stuff going on right now, like the Russia thing, that they have like something flying over Alaska, all the things that are currently happening. I think that they're trying to distract a little bit from that. Also that Democrats are winning a lot of these special elections, and now Congress has more Democratic seats. So we can again vote on releasing the Epstein files. And I think that this time we can have the majority of the votes to have them released, because interestingly enough, all Republicans voted against releasing the Epstein files. So I think like right now they need something to distract with, because there's so many different things. So I think this is part of that. It's the same thing with the Obama thing. Like if you notice, every now and then when we get really close to something that maybe negative to the Republican Party, they come out with some crazy thing. They're going to arrest somebody. Weren't they going to just arrest Obama? They came out and said they were going to do the same thing with him, and nothing ever happened. So this sounds oddly familiar to me. Like, it sounds pretty like in line with what they had said with that too.
Kamal, you're apolitical. For you being apolitical, does this matter to you in your real life? What do you think?
Man, Nora, you should have went straight to gray because I don't give a rat's ass about it. I was like, James Comey, man, give me James Bond. Shit, fuck out of here. I'm like, bro, I had no idea who he was or what this about. You feel me? So does this affect my life at all? Personally, hell to the no. But I mean, I'll listen to it. You know what I mean? I actually want to hear what Gray opinion is on this. You feel me?
Oh, man. All right. Well, I'm going to play the MSNBC clip. This is the Democrats' explanation. Then I'll let Gray give the real person explanation and not the elite explanation. Here we go.
U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of Virginia, and actually in offices that are potentially much further south than Alexandria, have been eyeing ways to indict Comey, and they are getting very much closer. The statute of limits, rephrase, they are arguing that Comey, there is evidence to suggest Comey lied to Congress in his testimony on the Hill in September of 2020. And for viewers out in the audience who may not be legally as nerdy as me and Ken, I'll just say that there's a statute of limitations to charge people with the crime of lying to Congress or perjury, and that's 5 years. The 5-year statute runs this month.
So what exactly is he accused of lying about, Ken?
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform.
Where congressional Republicans grilled him in the Senate about the Crossfire Hurricane investigation, the FBI Trump-Russia investigation. Remember, there were some issues around FBI mistakes, and the Republicans were accusing him of all sorts of misdeeds and of relying on that dossier. But in one exchange with Senator Ted Cruz, he was asked about a previous question that had been put to him back in 2017 by Senator Grassley about whether he had ever authorized the leak of information about the Trump administration or the Clinton administration and Hillary Clinton. And he said that he had not. He repeated his answer back in 2017. The Republicans were suggesting at the time, and we believe at least one theory of this is now, that was a lie. Of course, Comey insists it wasn't a lie. That Comey in fact had authorized somehow a leak of information. And what Ted Cruz cited during the hearing was a leak by then Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe to the Wall Street Journal about an FBI investigation into the Clinton Foundation. Now, what's important to know about that is there was a whole Inspector General report about Andrew McCabe's behavior and his leaks, and he was criticized in that report. But that report found that he was authorized on his own as the deputy director to talk to the media, and that he did so without explicit authorization from Comey. So on its face, that doesn't seem to support the idea that Comey lied. Of course, we don't know everything that the grand jury is contemplating. And in fact, I should say, Katie, this is a fluid situation. This could change.
So, Gray, as we heard, the statute of limitations is about to run on being able to indict him. They said that they were desperately searching for things to charge him on. Do you think this is a political witch hunt, or do you think this is justified?
Well, Trump had just posted DOJ, do your job, and then this happened. And let's not forget that in 2016, MAGA and Trump loved James Comey when he put the email stuff out about Hillary Clinton. And I always say this, and I wish Republican senators would notice, if you get close to Trump, Trump will use you, and nothing will happen to Trump, and your career will be over. So I think it's just another example of that. And what I would say is basically, like, you heard what the guy said on the video. It basically seems like he didn't lie. So is he going to get convicted? I don't know, but they're also going after Letitia James. So, I mean, these are all enemies of Trump. So is that a coincidence? I don't think so.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, more to come. But we're going to be fair. We're all about fairness here. We're going to cover the Democrats.